When there is a crisis, whether it is a person with mental illness who is on the street behaving in a strange way, or is a person who is with mental illness who's in a store and shoplifting and not really understanding why except a voice in their head telling them to do that. It is very important that police are trained how to handle that situation, so instead of it ramping up to be a problem, it calms down to be something that is not going to end up with a crime committed.
After the state hospital system, the prison system is the largest provider of mental health services in the state of New York, and that's sad.
It is unconscionable that the way we treat people with mental illness in today's society is that we incarcerate them. We have essentially criminalized having a physical illness of the brain.
I have a lot of sympathy for police officers. I am not anti-cop. And I believe that they are called upon all the time to make split-second life and death decisions. So I don't want to scapegoat the police. The police as a whole have not received the crisis training that they need to have.
We need to have a crisis stabilization unit. We need to have police officers that are trained to properly recognize mental health presentations and then have a place to refer people to. I mean, it's easy to take someone to prison when your job is a police officer. That is kind of the default path.
The whole idea was, how do we keep people out of the criminal justice system who don't need to be in there to resolve whatever issue they have? If they are in, how do we get them the treatment that they need while they're in? And when they get out and they're back in the community, how do we make sure that it's seamless and that they're connected to service?
We had an opportunity to go to the New York Police Academy and participate in some of the training that they do where they use actors.
I understand what you're going through. A few years ago, I was feeling the exact same way as you when I lost my grandfather. I understand, and I know it's hard.
And it's understandable when an adult goes, or when an innocent angel like that goes.
But that's why you must value life. You must now, you have to, come on.
I want to be with her. I want to be with her, you understand? I just want to stop it. I just want to stop it. I don't want to go on. I can't go on. I can't live. I can't go to work. I can't sleep at night. I can't do anything. I don't know what to do.
What was also very interesting for us to participate in is a meeting with people who have in the past had issues, mental issues, psychological issues. They formed a sort of committee that feeds back to the NYPD information about the community to help the NYPD better understand what it's like to face people or to meet people or to confront people that are emotionally disturbed.
So today I stand in front of you as diagnosed with PTSD, bipolar disorder, severe anxiety, as you can tell by my speech, and suicidal ideations. But I want you to understand that I'm not always like this. I go for treatment, I take my medication, and I want to be okay. So there's times I'm, really manic, and there's other times I'm really depressed. But most of the time I'm okay.
Simple things make all the difference sometimes because you've got to break them away from where their mindset is. We depend on you to protect us, even if we don't know we want you to protect us or we're not prepared for you to protect us. So just remember, sometimes it's just a matter of giving them a few minutes. Sometimes they just need that little pause to get back on track.
Having that connection, making that connection, like I said, even if it's just, hey, do you need a bottle of water? Hi, how are you feeling today? Making those little connections add up. And an individual who's in crisis may not recognize it immediately, but they will recognize on some level that you were the person that helped them out. And that will account for a lot as they progress.
Our elder son, Dean, during a psychotic break several years ago, did the classic thing. He went around the neighborhood claiming that he is the Messiah. A police car was waiting for him, and a young officer put his arms around Dean, restrained him that way. In a city, in the countryside, anywhere else but mellow old Vermont, where we live, the results could have been fatal. So crisis training is an urgent part of the agenda for reforming mental health.
You know, our goal is to become a seclusion and restraint-free environment. We don't want to have to put hands on patients if we can avoid it. Our words are, you know, the best tools that we have. So if we can become really proficient at verbally de-escalating patients, then we don't have to worry about physically intervening with somebody. And our patients go out and function in the community and live wonderful lives, hopefully, a lot of the times. So one of our challenges is perhaps dispelling those myths that people have about psychiatric patients.
I would say that it is possible to come through the other side. And the best example of this is to see other people who are struggling and successfully coming through the other side.
I hope that in 3 years we have thousands more NYPD officers trained so that we're really just that much better equipped.